Well, I think that what Martha's mistaking here is the partisan exercise that was engaged in. The reality is that senators should be evaluating each of these nominees based on their approach to judicial decisions, not based on these partisan attacks. So Martha used language just now that was incredibly partisan to describe this process, and so did many sitting senators. But I believe the Senate is better than that. The Senate should not engage in that type of behavior. And it was disappointing to see. If I'm elected as a United States Senator, Arizonans can count on me to evaluate each nominee thoroughly and carefully without political bias.
Using the criteria that you just outlined, I know you said earlier you had signaled that you wanted to reserve judgment, wait until you were able to review that record and the other things you mentioned. Now that you have had the time to do that, would you have voted yes or no?
I had several concerns with Justice Kavanaugh. First, I was concerned about the partisan nature of some of his comments during his second testimony. And I was also concerned that he appears to have lied under oath with some of the questions that were asked in that testimony. Prior to that, I also had questions that if I were a senator would have wanted to sit down and ask him. For instance, his approach to privacy. Here in Arizona, we take our privacy rights very seriously. And Judge Kavanaugh had, as a circuit court judge, ruled on a number of decisions concerning the privacy of Arizonans. And this is an area where Martha and I have a difference. Martha supported a bill in the United States Congress, actually introduced by Senator Flake, that would allow internet companies to sell your private data, including social security numbers of children. If that were a case to go to a court, I would want to ensure that a justice would protect the Fourth Amendment privacy rights of Americans.
We need to get a response to that, but before we do, we still haven't gotten an answer. We've received no answer from you as
Ultimately,
yet.
I would have voted no on Justice Kavanaugh, and I did put out a statement saying as such. I was disappointed that the Senate wouldn't release the results of the FBI report. After saying they were going to take the time to do an investigation, they didn't share that with the Arizona public, and we deserve the transparency to see what the results of that investigation were. So, given the fact that I didn't have the same information the United States senators had, the decision I would have made based on lying under oath would have been to vote no.